Last time, Lord Slug's conquest began, as he became the new most powerful thing in any universe, and any reality. And it's a long shot, but there might be a way to stop him. Will it actually work though, or is it already too far gone? We'll be seeing all that and more in this finale of What If Universe 6 and 7 merged. Piccolo fully transforms, trying to summon this power for the very first time. He takes on an odd appearance. His size is similar to that of his orange form. But there's some clear changes. First of all, he goes back to being green, although a darker green, more like what Shenron looks like. He grows a tail, looking like that of a dragon. And in his chest, they see the Dragon Balls. Or what used to be the Dragon Balls. Piccolo has effectively become the new Zalama. But he needs to surpass that. He needs to have power great enough to stop Lord Slug. He'll need power greater than the Super Dragon Balls, not just in one timeline, but all of them. But he realizes something. A way for him to get power. With this newfound strength and his heightened sense of awareness, he realizes something. Slug has been traveling into other realities, other timelines. He's been trying to merge with alternate versions of himself. And maybe it's working. He's not too sure because he doesn't know where Prime Slug is at the moment. But if that works for him, then it should work for Piccolo too. As he is now, his power might not be enough to fight Lord Slug, which is absurd because he's definitely the strongest thing in the universe besides him. Everything pales in comparison to his power at the moment, but it still might not be enough. He needs to assure Lord Slug is stopped. He tells Gohan and Granola they need to regroup with the others. And not long after, Beerus arrives on the planet. But it's strange because Namek is completely empty. The planet itself is pretty much untouched. But there's no people here. They're all within Piccolo now. Piccolo's going to chase down Lord Slug, while they're going to have to defend this universe in case anyone tries to attack it. Piccolo already knows that there's clones of Lord Slug here trying to attack, although he's unsure if they're clones, alternate versions of him, or a mix of both. Either way, it's up to them to help the others and defend Earth too. Piccolo slowly floats up in the air, and then vanishes, trying to use his power to warp between realities. Gohan and Granola wish him luck, as Beerus then flies them back to Earth, amazed at how strong a mortal could grow. As Piccolo travels through realities, it's kind of tough for him to merge with other Piccolos. As for Lord Slug, he was going to any time on the Slug and they either willingly merged with him or he just forcefully merged them into himself. But as for Piccolo, it's a little bit different because either the other Piccolos are hesitant to merge with him or he's not going to want to forcefully merge them into himself. He travels through many different timelines. Some Piccolos do end up joining him, but others don't. But Piccolo realizes something else that he didn't even notice before. As he's looking through different realities and timelines, he notices something strange about his reality. Not too long ago, around the time when they were first fighting Slug, he noticed that there's a lot of timelines that split off. And he remembers, Lord Slug was manipulating time while he was fighting. And not the normal time skip or time stop, he was actually rewinding time basically. Controlling it to attack in the past somehow. Piccolo completely forgot about that. But every time Lord Slug traveled into the past, he accidentally created an alternate timeline. A timeline where events went exactly the same as before. And the thing is, Slug did this so many times that Piccolo has hundreds of timelines to choose from. So he splits himself into hundreds, going into each of these different timelines. He'll have to deal with the mess that he made with the timelines later, but for now, he could use this in his favor. And the best part is, the Piccolos in these other timelines, they're him just from a few hours ago at most. And it's strange because there's no Lord Slug in these timelines. He just appeared and then disappeared. He didn't even realize what he did, and they didn't realize that Lord Slug was still around. But by splitting himself up, he's able to convince all the other Piccolos to join him. They're basically perfect clones of himself before he did that ritual. He's hoping this will work. This is all too much for him, and he still doesn't know if it's going to guarantee a win here. But still, there's only one way to find out. This is their last resort. Back in the main reality, Earth is still being swarmed by different copies of Slug. Thankfully, with fighters like Ultra Ego Kefla and Ultra Instinct Vegito, it's pretty easy to fend them off, although these fusions don't really last too long. At first, yeah, they're giant powerhouses, but the fusions run out pretty much instantly. Granted, with how fast these people fight, that still is a lot of time, but they also can't just fuse immediately again. And it doesn't seem like the army of Lord Slugs is letting up. They're still appearing, but at one point, they just stop. All of them disappear, but our fighters on Earth sense a weird power approaching. They can't even explain the sensation of the power. It's so strong that it's basically unreadable. They have to even stop focusing on the key. Just trying to feel how powerful this guy is makes their head hurt. And they see that he's finally returned. It's the Prime Lord Slug, the one from this reality. He tells them not to worry. He's not going to destroy this reality. This is the one he hailed from after all. He's not just going to abandon it. And he says it's going to be a nice starting point. He'll roll every other version of reality from here. Besides, a megaverse of 12 universes merged together, that's a pretty fitting compound for him. Think of it as a multiverse-sized castle. Beerus arrives back with Gohan and Granola. And they just stand there in awe with the others. They can't even try to fight Slug. It's like their instincts are holding them back from it. Kappa and Goku even turn to Ultra Instinct, but Ultra Instinct doesn't let them attack. They know that even approaching him is far too dangerous. Their bodies just automatically avoid fighting him. Is this it? Is this the end of everything? Not just their universe, not just their reality, but every reality. And the craziest part to them is that Lord Slug looks the same. He hasn't undergone some amazing change. He isn't even in his orange form right now. He just looks like Lord Slug. The power is just innate. He doesn't need a transformation for it. Reality is his now. He can overwrite it to however he wants. But he knows something is still lurking about. Obviously, he's not done. With his great power, he's omniscient, he's omnipresent. He could feel everything and he knows pretty much everything. He knows what Piccolo's up to. Although it was too focused on his own conquest where he didn't even realize it. And any minute now, he's going to show up again. There's a brilliant glow of light. That same tree-shaped key that Gohan and Granola saw reappears. Pretty much out of nowhere. And Lord Slug instinctively blocks an attack. The group on Earth can't even tell what's happening. It happens faster than an instant. By the time it's already happened, they haven't even processed it yet. Piccolo's reappeared, ready to fight Lord Slug. Slug says that Piccolo's plan was pretty impressive. And maybe he could have stopped him when he first got the Super Dragon Balls. But Slug's on a completely different level now. His power is incomprehensible. He's merged with every other version of himself that he could find. He's merged with other sets of Super Dragon Balls from other realities. He knows Piccolo probably heard what he said, even when he was in a different reality, but he repeats himself. He could rewrite everything. He basically authors his own story. But Piccolo says despite Lord Slug's immense power, he doesn't even realize. He's still underestimating his opponents. The two of them then warp away, reappearing in the middle of nothingness in some unknown reality, a place where they could fight that's not going to damage anything. Piccolo brought them both here. He and Slug have the exact same powers now, although obtained in different ways. This new version of Piccolo was born specifically to defeat Lord Slug, born from Slug's own arrogance too. But Slug wonders why Piccolo's resisting it. He tells Piccolo to just bask in the power that they have. Isn't it amazing? Slug honestly can't believe seeing someone with just as much power as him. And he hopes this enlightens Piccolo. These gods have all failed them. Look what happened to the universe they came from. The ignorance of the gods caused them to merge together. They caused this. They caused Lord Slug to be what he is today. And not just that, he's seen so many different timelines too. No god is fit to rule in any other universe. The gods of destruction, the Kais, Zeno, the angels. No one has been effective. Slug is going to be an effective ruler. Besides, it's not like anyone could stand up against him anyways. Now's his chance to make everything right. Make reality how he sees fit. Piccolo must have seen it. Those gods. All those timelines where things diverge. They don't have the dedication, the mindset, the power to rule like he can. But Slug does. And Piccolo is his equal. How has that not enlightened him yet? The fact that they should create their own destiny. But the destiny of everyone isn't for Lord Slug to decide. And Slug questions Piccolo. Then who can decide it? He's the most powerful thing to ever exist. Why can't he choose, and who's going to tell him not to? But Piccolo says it's for neither of them to decide. They are still mortals after all, and if Lord Slug lived among them like Piccolo did, he'd probably see Piccolo's point of view. Slug laughs this off. They're not mortals anymore. They surpassed that long ago, even before these wishes were made. Piccolo is surrounded by the spirit of limitless Namekians that are fused within him, as Slug also gets ready for a battle. An unexplainable battle ensues. A battle between good and evil. A battle between Universe 6 and Universe 7. Between past and present, a Namekian from long ago and a Namekian from the new merged universe. Two different ideals clashing together. Two equally amazing powers. Two beings limitless in nature at this point. It's not even a traditional fight. The attacks they exchange are enough to destroy everything. The speed at which they're moving. This all happens faster than an instant. The scale of the battle. It goes across many different universes, different realities. They travel through time and space. Beyond dimensions that we can even comprehend. Slug is trying his best to kill Piccolo. But as for Piccolo, he's just trying to get a hold of his power. And at some point, he thinks he has the hang of it. He might not be able to kill Lord Slug. Even with the power he has right now, he's not sure if that's possible. But he can end this, albeit in a very non-traditional way. Not some martial arts, not some ki blast, but simply a snap of his fingers. Piccolo can control the power of wishes, and not just from any simple Super Dragon Balls. He can wish whatever he wants, and he resets everything, all with the snap of his fingers. Everyone else doesn't even realize what happened. For them, no time has passed at all. But everything's back to normal. Anyone who has been killed recently, they're revived. Anything that has been destroyed, it's been rebuilt. The tears between realities, the tears between universes, they're all mended. But one thing is different. There is a sacrifice made by Piccolo. He uses up all his current power, just to create a separate indestructible reality, a separate dimension, encased within infinite other dimensions, all to seal Lord Slug away in. This wish takes all of Piccolo's power and forcefully takes Lord Slug's power too. Simple erasure isn't enough for Lord Slug. He needs to make sure he never exists, never existed. Piccolo is overwriting everything that ever happened, with Slug sealed away in this pocket dimension and then erased. Utterly and completely. Not just that, every action he took, every memory of him. At least for that Prime Slug up until the point where he got the Super Dragon Balls. And then, nothing. Huh, that's weird. I swear I edited this video, but the video was gone. I feel like the script was different, but I don't know what happened. Hold on, I gotta pull up the script again. I think we're on part 14. That's really strange. I swear I edited a video already, but okay. Alright, so where were we? Super Shenron is summoned, or he's about to be summoned. Before he could chant the words to make Super Shenron appear, Lord Slug just starts vaporizing. What happened? He's dying. No, this isn't just death. He's being completely erased, completely wiped out. How did he fail? What happened to him? He doesn't realize what's going on. And strangely enough, I don't remember writing this into the script, but I guess I'll go with it. He just disappears after that? Why did I write that down? Everything is back to normal to what it once was. No one has a clue of what happened. Although Whis and Vados pull out their stabs and see that something happened with Lord Slug. He's gone. He's not in this reality anymore, or any reality. He's gone. Almost like he stopped existing. Only Piccolo knows what happened. He erased Slug and everything from everyone's memories, at least from after this point in time. By reversing time and rewriting reality, he also wonders if his power is gone too. It might still be there, but he has no way of knowing. But he still remembers. And it's strange, the essence of the near-future version of the Namekians that fuse within him, they're still in there, including the Piccolo alternates. But at the same time, those alternate timelines that Lord Slug created on accident, they're gone, they never existed. And those Namekians never fused into him, they're all still here. Everyone's confused as to how everything got restored as well, including Planet Cereal, where everyone's alive again, including Monito. Piccolo could have actually gone back further. He could have made it so Lord Slug never existed, not just in this reality, but every reality. But he didn't like the idea of using time for himself, and authoring reality as he wanted it. All he wanted was for everything to be restored, and for Slug to be defeated. Everyone regroups on Earth, and Piccolo is then approached by Hit and Granola. These two have a strange sense. It's different from Ki. They can sense disruptions in time. It's inherent to their abilities. And they feel like something happened. They don't know what happened or how it happened, but they feel like it involves Piccolo somehow. There's some sort of disruption in time, something beyond their comprehension. But they're not going to ask any further. They could tell that Piccolo doesn't want them to know for a reason. But Granola also thanks Piccolo. He doesn't know what went on, but he knows that somehow Piccolo saved everyone, and he brought Planet Cereal back. Kappa asked Beerus if he saw anything, and he said he didn't. Caulifla says this is her own power, and maybe Vegeta's too. Their Hakais were so strong that they erased Lord Slug, even though they were a little bit delayed. And you know what? Yeah, Vegeta theorizes that that might be the case. She and Vegeta have claimed victory, and they're elated, celebrating their great power. They didn't realize their Hakais were that powerful. It looks like Ultra Ego is truly superior. We fast forward a bit, going back to Beerus' planet. Things have obviously returned to normal by now. Every reality is back to how it should be, including this one. The Saiyans and Beerus' planet want to settle the score. Which Ultra form is truly stronger, Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego? It would have been great to have Gohan here, but you know, it's better this way. It's a 2v2. It's even. Kappa and Goku stand together in Ultra Instinct, as Caulifla and Vegeta stand together in Ultra Ego. On the sidelines is Piccolo, Broly, and Kale, watching on to see what they could learn from this battle. But right before the battle begins, there's a strange warp in time. One person appears and no one recognizes her besides Beerus. It's a short woman dressed as a Kai. It's the Supreme Kai of Time, Cronoa. And she comments how this is a strange reality. Universe 6 and 7 are one. Weird, but this does seem like the place where she's supposed to be. And she's here to speak to Piccolo, pulling him aside. They're not necessarily aware of what happened, but they know something happened here and it has to do with Piccolo, as well as Lord Slug who's gone. Everyone's trying to eavesdrop in on the conversation, but Beerus tells them to get back to their battle. This Supreme Kai of Time is from another reality. One of the ones that Slug skipped over, or was supposed to skip over before everything got reversed. They feel like more threats like this are going to show up. They actually fought someone like that in their own timeline named Few. And in that reality, they've been working together to try and stop these threats. But they can use a power like Piccolo's on their side. They know Piccolo's a good person. Well, at least in this reality he is. And he might not have full access to his powers right now, but they're still there. They're latent. And he could reawaken that power, albeit maybe pretty slowly. The power is both there and isn't there at the same time. It's a weird paradox and she's not even too sure how it happened. But she asks Piccolo what he thinks. Would he like to join their brand new time patrol? And it takes some thinking. He reluctantly does accept this though. He could help other timelines too now. And he kinda does want to get to the bottom of what happened. Especially if more threats like this might exist, he wants to make sure they won't happen. He might have gotten rid of Lord Slug, but he wants to make sure every reality is safe. Although, he does know two other people that they could recruit, one from Universe 7 and one from Universe 6, although both of them live in the same universe at the moment. Cronoa's probably not going to like their abilities though, the fact that they can control time. Not to a crazy extent though. Piccolo thinks that recruiting Hit and Granola will really help them too. He wants to preserve this reality, he wants to make sure it remains safe. And maybe these two could join along with him. But he wonders what this time patrol is and what kind of threats they're fighting, as the three of them are taken to a weird place. And they see some strangely familiar faces there too. Is that Goku? Actually, there's a few people that look like Goku, and one of them wonders why they keep saying that name. Another person who's calling him that. His name's Kakarot. Oh yeah, Piccolo should have realized. There are some other strange timelines out there, and it seems like these people are from one of them. A reality where Goku's father survived, and that whole family actually survived. Also, there's another version of Bardock there too. It's a small crew so far, but the Time Patrol is slowly building up. 3 new members join the What If Time Patrol. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's from another What If scenario. With this new path opening for them, and with Universe 6.5 returning to relative peace, this is where we end off for now. It was weird coming up with an ending for this because I was trying to think of something to do outside the box. And this ending is definitely different from what I've done in other scenarios. But I had a lot of fun with it. I could have kept this more grounded, but I like how this turned out. Especially ending with 3 representatives, each from different universes. Hit from Universe 6, Granola from Universe 7, and Piccolo, a combination of Namekians from both universes. But what did you guys think? Let me know below. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting the scenario all the way through, and I'll see you all in my next video.